Hey, apparently I'm having all of the issues, so you're getting some of me before, guess what?
Dr. Ericka.
Apparently, I can't keep myself together today. So, welcome to Growth Group with Dr. Ericka. I'm your host, Dr. Ericka. I'm so excited to be here today. And guess what? I am in the loo in mom's kitchen in the corner with the small appliances. So now you get to see when I have all these conversations about all of my kitchen appliances that I love and my fascination with kitchen appliances, where I got it from. I got it honestly, as they say, I got it from my mama. So if you don't know me, I am your host, Dr. Ericka, Harvard-trained, double board certified psychiatrist and integrative lifestyle coach. I am extremely irrationally passionate about helping you be better, do better, and live better. I do that through my adult telepsychiatry, my books, including Fix Your Fairy Tale, A Woman's Guide to a Great Life, Love, and Legacy, my speaking, and my hit podcast, Better with Dr. Eric. I do all of this to help busy people like you that show up for work, you show up for your friends, you show up for your family, you show up for everybody but yourself. I do this to put you back in your life. Today, we're doing a simple episode about updates. So this is latest Dr. Ericka updates. Are you ready? As you come in, do me a favor, let me know where you are tuning in from. Next thing, housekeeping tip is if you know someone that needs this, please tag them. If you know someone that needs this, please share. Sharing is caring. And the last thing, if you're watching it later, don't even worry about it. Put hashtag replay in the comments and let me know you're here. It just makes me feel all warm and fuzzy. I'm coming to you, as I said, from the loo. I'm repping HBCUs tonight. I'm repping one that I didn't go to, which is Lincoln University, which is in Missouri. So let's give it up for the HBCUs today, because you know what? It is the last day of Black History Month. So, repping for the HBCUs on the last day of Black History Month. I can't believe February is over. Can you believe it? But before I just start rambling on, I want you to listen in, because I have some things on these updates. They're not just going to be updates about what I'm doing, but they're going to be lessons I've learned with these updates that hopefully you'll be able to use too. So let's start here. The first thing is I know I've been sharing with you all that I've changed some of my daily routines. So the daily routine that I've recently shifted is I changed my morning routine. So now, instead of before, I'd listen to random radio or would turn on some TV show I was streaming, I decided to make sure my morning is dedicated to learning and pouring back into myself. So you say, hi, Dr. Ericka, how is it learning and pouring into yourself? Well, what I do now is in the morning, I play an audiobook. Now, I told you I piddle in the morning. So my morning I might even get 2 hours of audiobook in while I'm piddling all morning. But I will not check social media first thing in the morning. I don't even check my email first thing in the morning. I will do that audiobook all morning. And it just helps me, number one. I've told you I like the Savers from Hal Elrod, the silence, affirmations, visualizations, exercise, reading, and scribing. And audiobooks actually count as reading. So it helps me do that, but it also helps me. I typically will do self-help or business improvement type of things. So it's things that I'm pouring back into myself, which is also helping me have these epiphanies or further understandings into what's going on with myself. And I want to encourage you to do that too. So if you notice that you just feel like you're spinning your wheels or not getting that much done, or just feeling like your brain is just tired, and start looking at how you spend your morning and what are you consuming in the morning? What are you consuming as far as what you're eating? What are you drinking? And what are you listening to? And what are you looking at? So that goes with, as we talk about the Better 7, it has a lot to do with supply, so what you're eating and drinking, but also what are these messages you're getting to yourself? So some of it's self-talk, but some of it's just how are you consuming from a visual and auditory space? So that's one things I've done. Now let's talk about, for a brief moment, what have I actually been listening to? So my two most recent books, I was listening to The Power of One by Ed Milet. I highly recommend it. A lot of times, one of the things you'll notice with some of these self-helpish, self-improvement type situations, leadership situations, is sometimes it's not always that it's 100% new content, Sometimes it's packaged in a way that you are in a space at that time to receive it, or that it resonates with you more, or you've heard it that one extra time that really makes it sink in. And the thing I love about this book is it really harnesses and he talks about constantly the power of one more, the power of one. And it's that what happens if you don't just stop? What happens if you take it to the next level, if you pray a little longer, if you focus a little longer, if you pour back into yourself a little longer, if you put a little bit more effort in, what is it that happens? And I love that, because sometimes it gets so easy because we have so many things on our mind and so many things going that we stop, or you can stop before you actually get the desired result. And it's right around the corner, but you stopped. The other book I listened to after that is You Are a Bad Bleep by Jen Sincero, which was kind of cool listening to the audiobook because I thought her name was Sincero, but it's Sincero. I learned something. And it was interesting because when I was telling people I was listening to it, at first I was like, I don't know how I feel about this. It's okay. And then when we got to towards the end of the book, when it was talking about fear, that's when it really resonated with me. And one of the things I loved about that book is how it talked about how to face fear and to keep fear from holding you back. From when I reword it, it's kind of keeping fear from keeping you from being your best self, because sometimes we stop, we change direction, we change course, we don't aim big because we're scared. And I love that message of finding practical ways to push through these different fears. Now, I'm not talking about severe anxiety and trauma. That's not what we're talking about here. We're talking about the little stuff, that everyday stuff, the fear of success, the fear of doing something new, the fear of discomfort, the fear of whether or not you're going to be accepted, the fear of whether or not you're going to be rejected, those kinds of fears. But I love that for that. And now, I don't know, I'm in this period now of listening to books that the titles have expletives. So I'll to let you know, I'm listening to one called F Yourself. So I don't know how I end up in this realm, but as I said, my big thing that now is like really curating my morning to really set the tone for how my day is going to be. Now, along with I'm curating with the audiobooks, I've also told you I have been having a fascination with Korean dramas, and I'm watching one now called Startup. You can always text me or catch me later about what have I watched that are Korean dramas, and which were the ones I loved and which were the ones I didn't love as much. Not many I didn't love, only one so far that I would not recommend to other people. But the current one I'm watching is called Startup. The premise behind it, without spoilers, is that it really features all these people that are working with startups. And there are some different family relationships going on, some romantic relationships, and also just kind of dealing with the nuts and bolts of dealing in the competitive world of startups and being business owners. And something really big in there is there's a space and some conversations around how someone really was not meant to be the CEO, that they did not have the skill set. And it really brought out that everyone has gifts and talents. The first thing is being in spaces where those gifts and talents are aligned with what's going on and where they shine. But to me, the biggest thing out of that is how there is power in action, that if you don't start or don't get moving, nothing's going to happen. You'll be sitting with big dreams, but nothing to show for it because you were sitting around dreaming but didn't do action. So I love the fact that it's talking about that importance of that action. Even if you fail, you're going to learn. But the next is just the power of having the right team, because one of the things that goes on in the show is that it was very important who you chose for your team or for your business and what roles people had. And it's so important for not only your personal life, but also your business life and even your wellness team to have the right people in the right roles. Slow down. Listen one more time. The right people in the right roles. That you need the right supports, and everyone, including yourself, needs to be in the right role. Like for me, I'm an excellent psychiatrist. I'm a great friend and I'm a wonderful daughter. But you do not want me to be drawing your blood. That is not my role. I have not drawn blood in over 20 years. Y'all want me giving a shot? I can't even remember if I've ever given a shot before. You don't want me giving you stitches? I have not done stitches probably since around 1997 is the last time I did stitches. So there are things I'm just not good at that I'm not going to fulfill the role. Could I technically do it if I had to? Probably. Am I good at it? No. So I want you to start really thinking, we always talk about working harder, not smarter. I mean, smarter, not harder. But it's not just as far as for productivity. It's to get to that better life. I talked to you about, I want you to be better, do better, live better. I want you to get to that better life. I want you to feel better. And you have to have the right people. We always talk about that better 7 of support. And we talked about wellness teams. So all those people that are going to be supporting your physical, emotional, and spiritual wellness, your supports as far as like your friends and family, who's going to really have your back and be able to step in. Who are those people, and identifying who can lift you up when you're feeling down, who can push you when you are not motivated, who can help you feel creative or show you different sides of things when you need a kind of kick or different perspectives, who can listen to the minutia of your mind. You just need to know people that fill all those spaces, and who can just give you a hug when you need a hug, who can listen to whatever you have to say. You need to know who these people are and have them in the right roles. Sometimes we have people that you're going to have that friend. We're going to use friends, for example. You're going to have that friend that is always going to tell you you're great. They're always going to tell you you're beautiful, which is great. But you need someone that will also tell you when you are messing up or when you're making bad decisions. So you need people in those different roles. And just like you also need them in business, you need someone that can do well with money, who can write, someone that can do business plans, ways to figure out how you're going to get clients, how you're going to recruit funding. You need all these different things, and you need to have the right people in the right roles. The next thing is, so I told you I've been doing Korean dramas. Everyone around me knows I'm doing Korean dramas. Me and my iPad have some time because even though I'm home, I think I've shared with you, my mother is kind of MSNBC, NCIS, or Criminal Minds. Probably more NCIS on Marathon all the time. But it's always nice to be home, and it's nice to be present. And even though I've been working while I've been home, there's nothing like being able just to pop by and spend some time with family, which I will be doing when I hop off of here. We're going to visit my aunt and uncle. But it just makes space for that. We talk about that better 7 of support. And also the fact that one of the things that was huge in the pandemic is you just don't know. You don't know when your health is going to get janky. You don't know when you're going to check out, and you don't know when someone else is going to check out. So I want to encourage you to make space to spend time with your loved ones. So I came home to spend time with my loved ones in St. Louis. Now, the thing I did before that is some of my girls came to town. So we kind of did Girls Week, even though it wasn't all Girls Week because some of us had to work. I know, work. Or in honor of Rihanna's Super Bowl performance, work. My singing sucks, but I always think of that little pig doing the work dance. But it was just nice to take moments to spend time. But the lesson to me during Girls Week is originally I was a little bit worried because I had a lot of work. I was not able to block my schedule for an entire week, which also happened with my best friend Joy. She wasn't able to block her schedule. And originally it was kind of like, oh my God, I can't spend all the time, or what if someone needs something? And I realized if I take a step back, everyone was grown. Everyone can entertain themselves. If I needed to do something and couldn't hang out, the world didn't end. But I want to encourage you to start taking some moments. If you start feeling yourself being anxious or going down the rabbit hole of pause and think, this is where I like to channel someone from, what was it? Was it Bachelor Party? I can't remember, where they were in Vegas. And Ken Young is like, but did they die? And I want to have you take that moment sometimes when you start going down that moment, like, is anybody going to die? Is everybody going to be okay? And probably 85 to 90% of the time, the answer is yes, everybody will be fine. but then it will stop you from worrying about something that no one else is worrying about, or everybody else will be okay. So to me, that was a big lesson of just reminding myself to slow down and be present when you can be present, when you have other things to do. People know your heart, but not to be stressing out about not being somewhere. With anticipation, because actually one of our girlfriends that came to town, she had stuff to do all the time. So she wasn't even thinking about me. So if I would have kept being all stressed out, like, oh my God, I have to work, she wasn't thinking about me. She was at the spa. So that is my message from that. Now, the other updates as far as the Dr. Ericka world is season 4 will be starting soon. There was a little bit of space for me to do a little bit of self-care between season 3 and season 4. I have done some great interviews, so I'm super excited about what I'm going to bring to you for season 4. Oh my God, you just can't wait. So I'm really excited about the idea of bringing that to you. Now, if you know about my podcast, you can find it better, thepodcast.com, or on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, all the usual places. Apple Podcasts, because I have everything Apple, but you can find me there. But season 4 has some great things. We have people that are going to be talking about sustainability, people that are talking about grief, people that will be talking about some of the traumas that have been put on Black bodies, to people talking about cannabis, all kinds of things, ways to harness resilience. Oh my God, it was so many great conversations, nutrition. Let me just quit being so excited. I guess I need to quit being excited and bring the episodes to you. How about that? That's one of my biggest updates is we're moving forward with the podcast. You're going to continue to see me here Tuesday nights on Growth Groove with Dr. Ericka. I'm doing what I can to continue using the Better 7 even for myself, so that I can be in the best place to be energized, not only for everyone that I pour out for and that I want to help, but I also want to be energized and well rested for myself. Because that's one thing I learned when I was listening to Rest is Resistance by Trisha Hersey. Highly recommend it. Is that there's something beautiful about rest as a human right, for rest's sake, not rest to do something else, just rest. So I'm working on doing better with that. So that's what I got for you for my updates. Thanks so much for tuning in. I'm excited. We're going to do a quick review of some main things and get you out of here. I didn't mean to have you on so long. Stuff happens. So what we are talking about today are some latest Dr. Ericka updates. And I'm just going to talk on some of the big points out of my morning ritual of audiobooks, The Wonderful World of Korean Dramas, and spending quality time, is that there is power in one more effort. Thank you, Ed Milet. But sometimes that one more push is what it takes to get you over the hump. Facing fear with mindset is so powerful. So it's so important to do these things that are going to fortify yourself emotionally, spiritually, and fortify your mindset, so that fear is no longer holding you back. Because Lord, fear is powerful. The next thing is there's power of having the right members on your team. That's your personal team, your friend team, your family team, your business team, your wellness team. There's power in the right member. So make sure you curate those experiences right. The next is dream big. You won't get big results doing little things. So if you dream big, that gives you more space to grow. The next thing is make time for loved ones. This is chosen family and biological family. And don't be the cause of your own stress, because you start worrying about stuff that other people are not worried about or concerned about when it comes to you, and you've worried yourself all up about it. All right? You got that? So thanks again for tuning in to this episode of Growth Groove with Dr. Ericka. I'm your host, Dr. Ericka, Harvard-trained, double board certified psychiatrist and integrative lifestyle coach. I'm coming to you because I am irrationally passionate about helping you be better, do better, and live better. I do that through my telepsychiatry, my books, my speaking, and my podcast, Better with Dr. Ericka. I do all that to help busy people like you that pour out into everyone else, finally pour up into yourself and show up for yourself. All right? Now, last little note, you know how to find me. But if you're interested in some high quality telepsychiatry, you're feeling stressed or overwhelmed and you want to hang out with me as actually your psychiatrist instead of a video personality, go to askdrgoodwin.com, askdrgoodwin.com, and get information on my practice along with a free consultation. So let's see if we can do that. Let's make that happen for you. The next thing I told you can find me Tuesdays at 7 p.m. Eastern. The new podcast episodes will be launching soon. Yay! Those come out on Tuesday mornings, but what I want to encourage you to do is in the meantime, follow or subscribe to the podcast. You can catch up on old episodes and make sure you get all the bonuses because I love some bonuses. And then as soon as season 4 hits, you will know, you will be ready. Let's make that happen. The next thing is take your left hand, put on your right arm, right hand, left arm, squeeze, give yourself some love. Welcome to Mama's Kitchen. Happy Black History Month with the HBCU, y'all. Congrats to everyone that is a graduate of Lincoln University. Big ups to everybody from Spelman College and from the AUC, including Morehouse College, Clark Atlanta University, and Morris Brown College, because that's where I went to school, down at the Spelman. I am done. I didn't mean to keep you here this long talking about all of the things, but it was my pleasure to be here for you. Please leave some comments. Let me know what's on your mind. I can't wait to see you next week on Tuesday at 7 p.m. Eastern. Bye.